The match will start. We'll serve for Los Semmelbit, Jessica Castelló.
So as I say, Jessica Castelló to serve first, and you know what you were talking about, Eric, is different partners, players maybe not used to. Well, and sometimes you're up against players you are very used to, because Jessica Castelló used to be one of Claudia Jensen's former partners.
Very few secrets on the World Padel Tour circuit, because of course you've either played alongside a player or you've played against one of the players. Now, we don't see that from the lower ranked players, and we've seen players surprise many like Pablo Garcia in action later, number 77 in the world, and he's shown that perhaps he could be a lot higher in the ranking. But it's been exciting, it's been entertaining, we've seen so many great rallies, and congratulations also to this setup. I mean, the Dougal Greenhouse is amazing. On the inside, it's just an outstanding venue. I think it gets better in the evening at night, and the court is in pristine condition. Of course, it's indoor, there's a high roof, there's no wind, there's no rain. Perfect.
There's a very, very high roof. We've still seen someone get close to hit it, but it's only been hit once, and that was the speakers.
15 all.
15 all. Just making sure that ball is out of the way. Don't want any loose balls around court. That's twisted ankle territory. Serving to Claudia Jensen.
That trademark double-handed backhand. Quite a few players use that shot, not just on the women's, of course, on the men's too. Sometimes very effective, because it's a way of disguising your shot until the final moment, because you open, or you drop your shoulder down low. If you're going to maybe hit it down the line, you open up to hit it cross court, and there we see a winner down the middle, and you were seeing plenty of those shots. It's a vulnerable area, because why? Because both players are sometimes unsure, especially if a left-handed and a right-handed, who should take that middle shot.
Left-handed and right-handed, exactly what both of these pairings are. Big hit there from Carolina Orsi, 40-15.
Perfect kick smash, used with that top spin off the back glass, brings it home.
And something else to listen out for is the players talking to each other, that communication on court. Saying if the rivals are coming forward, coming backwards.
Oh, it's constant. It has to be constant. You need to know where your opponents are, because there are many times when you're not facing your opponent, you're tracking back, running after a lob, or you're facing one of the side walls.
So there you go. First game served out. 1-love for Orsi and Castelló. Just a quick turnaround here, just 30 seconds after the first game.
Just asking for a full bottle of water. I mean, it's not too hot out there. It does get warmer during the day, but of course the players will soon be breaking into a sweat with these long rallies. These long rallies will take quite a lot out of players. We've seen shots, rallies, 30, 40 shots. Can be quite intense.
Claudia Jensen serving it, talking about the temperature. Absolutely poured with rain last night in New York. Battering against the windows, but the roof held. I must confess, I did wake up in the night thinking, hope the roof's held. It has held. Magnificent, as you would expect.
Yes, like I said, iconic venue here. It's hosted many events, film, music, fashion, and now, well, the fastest growing sport worldwide, paddle.
No, nicely played down there into the corner. Difficult to deal with. 30-love.
Just tucked away. Just the perfect pace on that shot.
Once again, just picking that spot perfectly, Claudia Jensen into the corner.
Gets away with a poorly executed smash, but they end up losing the point as Castelló goes long.
Jensen to serve again to Jess Castelló. And well played, Carolina Orsi. Well played there, Claudia Fernandez. Orsi can't control that, so 1 game all.
Really difficult to pick up. I mean, the ball was slightly behind Orsi. Not her fault because, of course, the shot from Castelló wasn't the best. Good attacking volley. Sometimes you're left a bit like a sitting duck. I mean, you can't go forward, can't go back. You stick out your racket and try and do your best. She did, but it went out.
Good smash there from Orsi.
Slightly unlucky because darted off court, but it just bounced off the roof and changed the angle.
It's so hard going off court, isn't it? Because you've got to run, look at the ball, make sure you don't go into the door. Lots of spatial awareness needed.
We saw a couple of players collide into the net. Trip. It's not an easy job to make it through with the racket. Like you said, yourself, track, flight the ball. We have seen some great shots from off court.
That one doesn't quite make it out.
Drills in a couple of good backhands. Castelló, well defended.
And well played by Claudia Fernandez.
Good, I think it's a really good pairing, Jensen and Fernandez. Unlucky, perhaps, Houston Volts, that Claudia Fernandez wasn't available on the first day of competition. But a boost to have her back yesterday. An even bigger boost today as they look for their first team win of the group stage.
We just a little bit long there from Orsi. That's something she just needs to cut out a little bit because she is strong, she is aggressive, but just sometimes just tends to overhit or maybe look to smash at the wrong time.
I think unforced errors, something you all have to iron out. Those watching at home, don't gift your opponent an easy point. Make them work for the point.
So we have 3 break points. Obviously, it's a golden point, which means if it goes to juice, then it's the next point that wins it.
Excellent. Contra pared, Castelló. Tough half volley. Another back glass.
Lovely little cushion fake smash there from Claudia Jensen, and so we get our first service break of the match as we go into our first little rest period.
Of course, the rest, very similar to tennis. After one game, they get 30 seconds, then 2-1, and then every 2 games until the end of the set. There we hear the trainers as we catch what they have to say as we watch, well, some of the highlights from the previous game.
Just draws in Jess Castelló here, doesn't she, Claudia Jensen, and then just sends it down that side where she's not going to get to it. Lovely little shot. She's not a massively big hitter, obviously, Claudia Jensen. She's only 158, but just compensates by really doing very, very few things wrong.
Her technique on her ground strokes is up there with the best. I mean, getting that racket back nice and early, The positioning, the weight, the balance, transferring the weight from one side of the body to the other body, wrapping that racket around the back of the head, around the back of the shoulder, and also finishing high over the other shoulder. She's a joy to watch.
I think once again the coach is just saying, let's keep it tight, let's not make mistakes. It will be Claudia Fernandez to serve. Just out. 15 love.
We're going to continue commentating, of course. You have to trust us as we bring to you what's happening in this rally, so it'll be slightly more like a radio commentary. Great volley there, sending the opponent back deep. Smash into the corner. It's 2-1 still. We've just had 1 point of game number 4, and that fake smash down the middle. We're back again.
Yeah, you just missed a lovely little fake smash from Carolina Orsi. 15-all. Bit of space in the middle there between the two Claudias.
Didn't miss much, just 1 point of this third game, so 15-all.
Oof. Unlucky there, Claudia Jensen did catch an awkward effect off the back glass there. 15-30, so a little bit of work to do on the serve. That's gone long, second serve.
Great volley rally and an even better finish.
Well played there, Jess Castelló, aggressive.
Kept moving forward, one volley, the next volley, and with the third volley, having moved her opponents out of position, found the put away.
So 3 break points, 2 breaks straight back.
Always got to be so careful when you break, not to be broken back immediately. It's when the vast majority of counter breaks happen.
30-40.
Just put too much on that one, Castelló. Big high lob. Oh, just runs onto that one and sends it a bit too long there, Claudia Fernandez. So it's 2 games all.
Well, the racket there slightly open, and that's sending that ball too long. So we're back to square one, 2-2. We said before, it would be a slightly cagey opening. You do get breaks. We've had breaks already in this first set.
Just Castelló serving 15 love. Ooh, wow.
That's unfortunate. Oh, hopefully she's okay. Maybe winded.
Just seemed to slip perhaps at the wrong moment as well. Just stretching a little bit there. Let's have another look at this.
Oh,
She just gets herself caught in the net, does she?
She trips before. You can see here. her ankle. She goes over there on her ankle.
Ooh.
And then
it's
falls
sort of
into the post.
Side of her ribs more than anything that might have taken a bit of a knock there. Well, what we're saying about how hard it is.
She's made a stern stuff. I mean, back to the feet. They're going to get that checked out, of course. And we're just going to see if she needs the physio or not. I think maybe just winded. I think the wind knocked out of her as she fell.
I think she's going to be all right. She doesn't look too unhappy, but it's what we're saying, how difficult it is sometimes to go out of court. You've got to look at the ball, you've got to look at where you're going, and then if you just trip as well.
We can see there's actually a stumble as she comes forward and then falls into the post there. That was caught just high up on the thigh, but well, she's back on court. I'm sure she's going to want to play a few points, see how she feels, but I'm confident she'll be able to play through whatever injury, if there was an injury. I mean, I wouldn't have gone up from there. Great to see her back on court.
She had a smile on her face, actually, when she came back, like she was walking towards us. 40 looked pretty decisive. Smash there. And served out to love. 3 games, 2-2. Basically all square, 1 break each, as we have another little 30 seconds for the coaches to have a few words.
Oh yes, to serve when play resumes. She's okay. Down with the coach. Orsi, Castelló have started this set very, very well. Now, we were saying beforehand, they'd improved during that game. They did lose on game day 1, even better on game day 2. There were slightly fewer errors, which is so important in Padel. And here, well, they are leading Jensen and Fernandez 3-2 with serve after those double breaks. But it's been an entertaining opening match here at the Dougal Greenhouse, the Cities Cup PPL season finale in New York.
Indeed it has, and after this we will have the men's doubles, which is Alex Chosas and Pablo Garcia, who was so good yesterday against Gustilingo and Javi Leal. So yeah, there could be some big hitting in that one. Okay, there it is. They should be getting out on court in a few seconds. And they'll be looking to pressure Claudia Jensen's serve.
Oh, she's definitely okay. Yeah. Trots across behind the service line to get this 6th game underway.
15.
Oh, a good volley after decent serve. Sends up a really good lob. Orsi still unable to get to the net.
Yeah, I was just thinking that nobody's really controlling the net now. The two Claudias are there.
Got over that backhand. Castelló. That is one high lob.
Just looking a little bit reluctant to go into the net there, but this doesn't really matter because this time Claudia Jensen sending that into the side of the court, 15-all.
Really tough angle there. An easier shot being cross-court.
I wonder if they're a little bit reluctant to go to the net, Castelló and Orsi, because they know that Jensen and Fernandez are so good at hitting globos or lobs. Not such a great volley there from Claudia, though. 15-30, Claudia Fernandez, that is.
Normally when we talk about height, the shorter players are the more defensive players. You look at Chingotta, for example, who will be playing later on today for the New York Atlantics. They're the more defensive players. The taller players, of course, you know, your Iglesias, Guinarts are the big hitters. We've got two players there who, for the vaults, I think complement each other really, really well. And they're not the biggest hitters, but they are all-rounders. And what we are seeing now in Padel, especially modern Padel, is that you need to be an all-rounder. You can't just be the big hitter, you can't just have defensive shots, which is probably why we've seen Chingotta now, you know, play a lot more attacking here at this event, the Cities Cup, than perhaps during his previous pro Padel years.
Absolutely. When he was, for example, with Tello or Paquito Navarro.
Two huge hitters.
So 3 games all.
Caroline
Orsi will be the next up.
Body, she was too far back, and there was no umph in the shot. It was just racket out, and the ball bounced off the racket. Should have punched it down, got over the ball, sent it down low.
Levels it up though. Just approaching the half hour of play. Great ground strokes from both of those shots from Orsi, but in the end she steps forward and does claim the point down the middle.
Oh, Jessica Castelló, Carolina Orsi are playing very well indeed. I mean, I've been impressed by, I think the word in Spanish is pausa, pause. They're thinking a lot about each and every shot. I think on day 1, they're looking to win points outright, perhaps too early on in the rally. You need to almost warm up those points before looking for the killer blow. And here they're doing exactly that.
Hitting some great lobs, Jessica Castelló. It's not a bad one from Claudia Jensen either.
Great drop shot. Brilliant drop shot.
Yeah. Just wonder there if Caroline Orsi saw Jessica Castelló coming over and thought she was going for it. See, you see there, Castelló's going for it, and I think Orsi thinks,
Sometimes you need to just say, mine, yours, because if you're about to, you know, head off and you see your doubles partner take a step in the same direction, there's that little pause where you, me, and that's it. That's all that's needed, not to get there in time. Double bounce. It was a good drop shot. I mean, credit. Should go to the player. He's got that deft touch. I mean, number 4 in the world, there for a reason.
Exactly, just slightly loose there from Castelló. So a couple of break points from seemingly nowhere, just by keeping it tight. Yeah, and there is another service break, well worked and then really well directed by Claudia Fernandez.
Orsi taking a gamble there, did not hit the winner, was out of position, left a huge gap and punished.
Yeah, did you see that gesture as well from Jessica? Can't you sort of like, Could have been mine.
Important for these two young players to try and hang on to their service game, take a 5-3 lead. And Paul, we just spotted Claudia, just I think stretching a little. Maybe there'll be a bruise there in the morning, no doubt. It's not stopping her playing. She's playing well. I suppose it's one of those ones that when you stop playing later and sit down, when you have to get up again, it's like, oh.
Pass me the reflex spray.
Yeah, you can see it's definitely, I mean, she's okay, you can see. And they're, you know, gingerly walking through that gap on this occasion.
So I think that's one,
yeah.
That's one I'll be leaving for my partner next time. So 4-3, and once again a break to the good. Can they consolidate it this time? Last time they'd broken, were immediately broken back. Nicely played, nicely worked.
They're playing better now. Slightly slower start by Jensen and Fernandez. But they are leading, they have that break. Hearing, if you are wanting to learn Spanish, atrás, back, you hear that often. Players are staying back, not subbing, not coming forward. So important to have that communication constantly throughout each and every point.
Good rally. And just a little bit too much on that one as she looked to get past the two Claudias who had taken up residence at the net. 30 love. And it's something we were saying at the start, Eric, isn't it? Quite often matches start very even, sets start very even, and then it's at the end or in the second half where the higher ranked players do just tend to make the difference. Still a long way to go. Maybe we're speaking too soon, but that's 40 love.
What we have seen here at the Pro Padel League, the Cities Cup, are a lot of players lower ranked, raising their game. Why? Because perhaps they're playing alongside a better player than they're used to playing with, just showing that they could probably play at a high level.
Exactly. No, that's true.
Well, they hold on to their service game, leading 5-3, serving to stay in the first set, Castelló.
Good reflexes. Love 15.
Good pick up, getting good height, not allowing their opponents to get to the net. Again, sends over another decent lob. So effective, those globos, probably the most used shot in Padel.
But they're digging in there, aren't they, Jessica? Sorry, Jessica, Claudia. That's the two Claudias. Jensen and Fernandez. Seeing a lot of the ball in this game is Claudia Jensen. Oh.
Well, they might be thinking that perhaps she's not at 100%. After that fall, you think maybe she might struggle a little. She hasn't. And now, well, that was a long point. They failed to win it. They find themselves trailing on their service game. They don't have much margin for error. 5-3. Jensen and Fernandez lead, so Castelló needs to win this service game.
Just looking at that replay, that last shot was good. I wasn't sure for a moment or two. I don't think the scorer was either. 15 all.
Again, you hear those atrás. Later, you can watch Osoro in action, Argentine, the most vocal player you will ever find. I'd love to see her play with Chingoto.
15-30.
And it's just constantly, it's a conversation, isn't it? It's a conversation during the whole point. It's great, though, to listen and to learn.
You might learn a few things that you shouldn't say in front of your grandmother, mind you.
Yeah, I mean, she's very vocal, but it's hugely entertaining, as of course is this sport, which is why it's the fastest growing sport. North America, of course, Europe has been around for many, many years, in South America. But if you do look at the best players in the world, you know, Spain, Argentina do dominate. Some Italians, some Brazilians. We're seeing players now from North America break into the top 200 in the world. Of course, also Scandinavian countries now. You know, it's, well, I think it's the most popular sport in Sweden. In Canada, we've seen, you know, thanks to the team here from Canada, we've seen that also improve.
Just to interrupt you, what a fantastic
Passing shot
there from Claudia Jensen to set up two break points and, of course, 2 set points.
You know, you were saying that it's normally a tight opening, and then the better players, more often than not, show why they are the higher-ranked players. If they can't win that net back, they're going to be in trouble.
Really nice cushioned lob there from Jessica Castelló. Really good attacking play
really
from...
well played. They were on the back foot for a vast majority of those points. They had a chance to get forward, they did. That was a brilliant backhand cross score into the fence, but still, set point.
Claudia Jensen.
Great stretch, great recovery.
Wait, little breakdown in communication, just recovers.
And drifts wide.
Yeah, just saw the space though, didn't she?
Well, it was there for the taking. It was the right shot to play. Just drifting into the sidewall.
Muy pocos puntos, entonces lo que nos obliga a nosotros es tener paciencia para trabajar. Lo están haciendo muy bien.
Saying that players are doing very well, that they're not hitting too many winners. So if we could just be consistent, be patient, that's the key word, be patient, and just continue putting the ball in. They're not going to win the point outright. And just like we saw, not in this point, but the previous point, you would get the opportunity to get forward and then take over that point. So, you know, the objective now is to not make any mistakes. They're not going to win the point unless you throw up a really short lob. He's impressed by how his players are playing, but still they need a break, otherwise they will still lose this first set.
Exactly. We already have one, so they can take hope from that. I think one of the reasons that paddle is so popular in Sweden is, of course, that you can play indoors. something you can't do outdoors in Sweden for a large part of the year, and I suspect in parts of North America as well. Don't think you'd want to play a game of tennis in Minnesota in January, would you, for example? It's Claudia Jensen serving for the set. 5-4 to the good.
Also, space-wise, you can fit a couple of paddle courts onto a tennis court, 20 by 10. And once up, they're very easy to maintain.
Oh, great reaction.
Brilliant volley there behind her back. Orsi. There. Wasn't too sure, Castelló, whether to cover, and then in the end was out of position, managed to get that one over the net. But there's no way she was getting that second.
Now she's able to pick her place, wasn't she? 15 love.
Get that a lot when you're playing with somebody you're not used to playing, where sometimes you know that you always have to cover a certain shot, and suddenly there you go, 2-2. Why?
Yeah,
That's
that was
exactly
the
it, because
just
with the person I normally play with, I know she's going to be there.
exactly just what you were saying. 30 love.
Whereas Orsi's probably thinking exactly the same thing. That's definitely yours. Okay, it's not. That shot down the middle, especially against players that have never played together before, is always a good shot to play, if in doubt.
Oh, died on her there, but 40 love.
Oh, they've set themselves up very nicely in this first set. 5-4, 40 love.
I was going to say, she got herself into position so well there, Claudia Jensen, to play that shot. Then just give it a little bit too much beef. As you can see, it's hard. It is very hard to see those calls, isn't it, though?
And Orsi, unsure if it was in, but her doubles partner has vacated the court, Castelló, so obviously it was in.
That's it.
Still shrugging her shoulders, and well, the first set to Jensen and Fernandez, 6-4.
In 44 minutes and 52 seconds, according to the clock on the wall. So just imposing themselves in the second half of that set without being clearly dominant, as you say, just keeping it tight. Oh, I'll tell you what, looking at that, might just kiss the line, but I think it's one would have been having a look at with the video if we had it today.
Well, Castelló, though, you know, straight away saw that it clipped the outside of the line. And sometimes, you know, when you're there focusing on the shot, you don't even see exactly where the ball bounces. You're not there to analyse the bounce, which is why when you're playing with friends, you're playing matches, it's normally the doubles partner who says out or in. It's never the player receiving.
Yeah. So that was the dramatic moment of the first set where Claudia Jensen, she takes a bit of a tumble into the pole there, keeping up the net. So without hitting any massively big shots, they were just so consistent, her and Claudia Fernandez.
Time. Second set.
Well, 45 minutes, just over, Paul, for that first set. Of course, we do take into account there was obviously a few minutes warm-up. Never quite starts exactly on time, but it's almost 10:15 here in New York. Stop raining, the sun's coming out. Does make a difference to the court.
I'm not so sure about the sun coming out, but it stopped raining. Oh.
Great.
Gets a little
Sprint
touch on that.
forward by Jensen. So quick.
Just rushing forward, goes into the net.
Slams it into the net. Sometimes, you know, those volleys just need to stop before that volley. If you're running and volleying at the same time, it's difficult to control. Now, these players, of course, can do it the vast majority of times, but it's always good if you're starting off just to take that pause, get into position, then hit that volley.
Oh, just doesn't quite have the legs, that from Carolina Orsi. And a little bit hasty, perhaps. Didn't need to hit that.
There, that's the patience, something that we saw more of in the first set, and there, it was a difficult shot to play. A risk shot. Your opponent was standing behind the baseline, so you could have just sent it over and maybe attacked the net. Definitely not missing. Moving that ball straight into the net.
That's better.
That's her best shot. Maybe struggled with those smashes, the high shots, the ganchos, the víboras on the opening day.
Just drops the wrong side. So once again, we get a set starting with break points. Bit of a pressure shot here for Jessica Castelló. It's gone long. And once again, just going for it first time, and she showed her frustration there, taking it out on the ball. That might actually
as well. Yeah, you can see that Castelló straight away darted off court, not happy as well, because there were 2 points in an important game at the start of the second set, having lost the first set, where just you know, back to basics, get that ball in. There's no need to try and win it, what, with the second shot of the rally or third shot of the rally.
It's exactly what the coach said, don't do. Just be patient and you will get your options. But if you just won the set and you start off with a break, you start to see the finish line just over the horizon. Still a way to go, though. But if they can hold serve here, it would be a big step towards victory. Claudia Jensen to serve. Carolina Orsi to receive. Just a little bit too much on that. Just looking at Carolina, I see her body language is just starting to be, I'm not happy.
I wouldn't say her head's dropped, but there are times when you just know you're not hitting your shots. There's a bit of frustration. Maybe you don't have the confidence to talk to your doubles partner. You know, you know, when you play with certain players, there are players that are very positive. Some players are slightly more negative. If you get 2 players that are slightly more negative than positive together, then it's a struggle. And you know, if you play with somebody like Orsi, she's, you know, vamos, 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 and it's constantly, you know, getting behind you, you know, pushing you forward. And we're seeing here, perhaps, you know, chemistry. Chemistry is so important in sport. And right now, of course, they're losing. It makes it even harder. They're struggling. you know, and this could be, what, a third defeat for them in 3 matches.
Again, just down the middle. That has gone really high. And it's also gone a bit long. 30-15. Just taking a second or two, Jessica and Carolina, just have a little chat, just to take the steam off things.
Yeah, you get a couple of opportunities during a set to just take a little pause. Wouldn't call it a timeout, but just to, you know, regroup. I think, you know, and think, okay, come on, maybe we need to do this, we need to do that, we have to stop doing this, and let's play as a team.
Neither of them looking particularly happy, though. Oops.
You can see there again.
Yep.
2 players thinking, that's mine, that's yours. It's both a good shot for us because it's a my forehand. It's also a my forehand because you've got a right-handed player and a left-handed player on court together.
Yeah. Just taking that volley a little bit high there, Claudia Fernandez. And Jessica Castelló gets a point. 40-30. Still in this game.
Good rally. It's a huge point for Orsi and Castelló.
Ah. Well played by Claudia Fernandez. I was just saying she played really well, bounced that and got the net.
Every single time, who was the first player out? Castelló. And a long way ahead of her doubles partner. Now they'll, of course, have a quick break. She's going to get some sweat, but every time, you know, they need to maybe just, I think, just the trainers to get them together.
Do something together, yeah.
It's not easy, it's not easy. It happens to the best of players. You've seen, you know, doubles partners have been together for years, you know, have fallouts. I'm not saying this is a fallout, but they need to somehow, together, because only together are they able to get something out of this set.
Yeah, need desperately to hold this serve, otherwise 3-love down and 2 breaks.
It's true that Carolina Orsi made a few unforced errors, you know, those shots lacking a bit of patience. I mean, all you need is that, a little high five, a little, come on, just a bit of contact.
But there's been a few unforced errors creeping into Jessica Castelló as well.
After we saw from Orsi with Jessica Castelló. Because sometimes it's contagious almost.
Exactly. Good leave there from Carolina Orsi. Just judged that really well. That's better.
This time covering the middle ground. Oh, really well, but that was even better.
Yeah, I could have said they got away with that one because they both went for that ball. But 15-30.
Really good change of direction.
But you could see there as well that Orsi and Castelló were trying to control themselves and not go for a big winner early on. Really well blocked. You could just see them increasing the pressure there, couldn't they? Turning the screw on Castelló and Orsi. And all of a sudden we got another 3 break points to go, 3-love up at the next break.
Well, the trainer's instructions were to stay in the point But even in those long rallies now, we're seeing more and more. They're starting to, well, lose those points. There, Castelló sending that volley into the net. Before that, Jensen with a really good winning shot cross court. So perhaps now maybe they need to change their tactics, come forward and look to win points. Because right now it's 6-4, they're 2-0 down, could be 3-0 down. They could drop a second service game in the second set. And it's going to be very difficult to find their way back from there.
If they can, however, get back into this. Oh, good lob.
Atrás, again those calls, stay back. Forward.
As well there, Claudia Fernandez. Oh, well, there is that break of serve. And I thought they'd worked the point really well there, Orsi and Castelló.
They played it really well. It was neither team were on top in that point. It was a very good rally, but you just saw perhaps again Jensen and Fernandez leading, slightly more confident. Also, there's no pressure, slightly more relaxed.
And there is that last point. Just
it's a swipe, isn't it? It's a swipe. Sometimes, you know, when things aren't going your way, let's look for a quick solution, and you try and end the point early.
Yeah, she's a little bit immersed in thoughts, isn't she, Jessica Castelló? They've got a lot of work to do. Coach earning his corner, just sitting down, have a little chat with her.
Just an extra few seconds with Castelló. He did say something to her, and she's coming on court with a smile. So something has worked. Look, there you go. Yeah. She said something to her, so hopefully.
We'll go and see the.
We'll see what happens now out on court. They are.
Go and see Central Park this afternoon.
Great reflexes again. That's really unfortunate, but that first shot she returned was outstanding.
15-love. Claudia Fernandez serving now. Nice lob right into the corner. Well controlled there from Carolina Orsi.
Scurries back, Jensen.
That's a lovely, lovely winner there from Jessica Castelló.
Just floats it over the net. Really good angle down low. And Claudia Fernandez able to scoop it back into play.
Now well played.
Are
they going to have a chance to maybe pull a break back 15-30?
another. Nobody's coming forward. Jensen telling Fernandez exactly where the opponents were standing.
Still alive. Just going backwards there, wasn't you? Leaning back off balance. So, chance to get a break back into this match.
That's a really tough shot to pull off. Now, normally you wouldn't try it, and especially trailing as they are. You could have just returned it with a normal backhand down the line or sent over a high lob. But I suppose maybe looking to, try something different. But no, it wasn't the right shot to play. So now, still with a chance to break.
Still got 2 more bites at the apple.
Just in.
I think they thought it was going, didn't they? Well played there, Carolina Orsi, aggressive to the net. Saves the point. We're past the hour mark here, 1 hour and 4 minutes.
Can they build on that break? It'll be Castelló to serve. To hold on to their serve, and well, just be a 1 break second set. Yesterday's morning session saw games go the full distance. We even saw mixed doubles. Only one so far here at the Cities Cup. Ooh, got away with that one. Castelló and Orsi. Again, that lack of communication, not on the same page, the 2 players. When their shots are down the middle, and Castelló just punching it into the net.
Whoops-a-daisy, yeah, that's not a great communication, is it? Well saved there from Carolina Orsi.
Oh, it's there, wasn't it? There was a gap. The right shot. She knows that perhaps that forehand, of course, lacks a bit of height. Maybe slightly rushed as well.
Good lob.
Sending her opponents back. Orsi, but Jensen.
Good bajada.
Gets forward again. So quick. Plays that lob up and then darts forward. Great winner.
Yep. Obviously the ball off the back glass just set it up. So 30-15, a bit of a fight back. Whatever the coach said, it's working.
40-15.
See. Okay. Enciende los focos.
So 3-2, winning the last 2 games. Carolina Orsi and Jessica Castelló. all of a sudden things looking a little bit different in this second set.
¿Se vienen los españoles aquí a locutar? Ah, no, no, no. Okay, okay.
Still a break to the good. The two Claudias.
Well, they were excellent in that first set, 6-4, leading 3-2. But we have seen both Orsi and Castelló improve in this second set. I think they finally clicked, they finally gelled. You can also see the two players now on the bench. They're communicating.
A little bit livelier, aren't they? Very much livelier.
Really important now, I suppose, Jensen to hang on to a service game. They were broken when Fernandez served last, and for Orsi and Castelló, a break to tie this second set would maybe keep alive some faint hopes of sending this game to a third set, Paul.
It's what we talk about momentum, isn't it? We've seen it in other matches. You know, all of a sudden the momentum shifts, and so if they win this point or this game, Orsi and Castelló, you'd think, well, you might even think about making them favourites to go on and take the set.
What we saw in yesterday, in some of those games, especially in the morning session, the players winning the opening set and then dropping that second set, in fact, went on to lose the super tiebreak. It's all about positive momentum, also the confidence, morale, and slowly in this second set, we're seeing Orsi and Castelló play better than they did do in the first set. It was 6-4, but they're playing much better in the second set.
Yeah, especially when they were 3-love down. You thought, woof, that's it, they're gone, they're out of here.
Good little lob again, but opted to stay back on this occasion, Claudia Fernandez.
Once again, Orsi looks to unleash one, just gives it a little bit short. Nice block. And 15-30 as Claudia Jensen puts another forehand into the net. Second serve. Oh, what an amazing shot that was.
Oh,
That is incredible.
Oh, stunning.
I was just
Again down the middle.
I was just going to say 3 break points.
A wonderful winner to set up 30-all.
Well played, Claudia Fernandez once again just sends that and it goes low. Really important, I think, they hold this service game.
Excellent backhand. That was slightly short.
And that's gone long, and that's a bad mistake because they were still in with a chance of that game. 4-2.
Well, now Orsi, Castelló again needing to hold on to their serve. Force a 4-3, just one break down. If they do lose this, it's 5-2 to Jensen and Fernandez. Then I do think it will be game over.
Little apology there from Jessica. Good serve to make it 15 love, 15 all. Bit more aggressive there from Jessica Castelló. Gets its reward, 30-15.
When you see the players line up to serve on the opposite side, Australian rule, see in tennis, of course, in paddle, it's because straight after the server recovers their natural position on court.
Good lob. Just set it up for there a little bit, didn't she, Claudia Jensen? And Jessica Castelló didn't need a second invitation, 40-30.
Now this second serve will be slower than the first serve, just to allow her time to try and get to the net.
Good lob.
Kept back by that excellent lob. Oh, that was so unlike Fernandez. I mean, so consistent, so regular, and there, I think she just took her eye off the ball, was watching where the other two players were, and it came off the side of her frame into the net.
Completely mistimed. So one game for each pair in that session. It's still finely balanced, still that break to the good. Claudia Jensen and Claudia Fernandez. But I don't think we can take anything for granted, especially because the serve isn't massively dominant in this match.
We've seen several breaks, so yeah, there's no guarantee that Fernandez will hold on to her service game. She's up next to serve. Yes, some really good conversation now between the players and the coach. And just saying as well, aflojar, if you can just sometimes just slow down a little, and what he means by that is not always looking for the winners, as we see that remarkable passing shot again there from Claudia Fernandez. No looking passing shot. All she had was the reflection in that glass at the far end. But if in doubt and you're in that kind of position, always try and aim for the middle of the court.
So another big game here, and really important for both pairs. It does happen as well sometimes, isn't it? If you get to 5-3, even though it's only one break to the good, you really do see the finish line.
Well, was aiming for a shot that she pulled off early in the set, that cross-court backhand down low, a little bajada with very little pace, this time lacking a bit of height.
Well played, Claudia Jensen anticipated, and this time she got the volley spot on. 30 love. Just a lack of patience there, I think.
As soon as it left her racket, she turned away almost in disgust.
I think she saw Claudia maybe just moved a pace inside and thought there is an option here, but...
Sometimes that happens when suddenly your opponent moves, you kind of change the shot mid-shot, and you're not shaped up well enough to hit it. And again, well, another slip. Jensen, this one not as bad as the one in the first set when she tumbled into the net and post. Quickly back to her feet, and the play continues.
And all of a sudden, 40-30.
Well, that top's been seeing that shot climb high after hitting the fence.
Good recovery. Good lob as well from Claudia Jensen.
Hearing those atrases again back. Now they're forward. You don't want to seed the net, and they concede the net, and well, they had to track back and allowing Castelló and Orsi a chance to perhaps, well, break back. You never know.
Golden point.
Yep, and she's asked to receive Castelló. Oh,
Oof, my word.
really lucky. That's a good shot. Just get back into position, the two players.
Oh, it's in.
That almost grazed the glass all the way down the line, just staying in. And they've managed to do it.
Unbelievable. From 40 love down, they've broken back.
4-4. Incredible. Maybe there were 2 or 3 shots in this rally where they were extremely fortunate, but not that winner.
No, no. The one where that ball just went all the way along the side. And
it's one of those ones that if you were there underneath it, you'd be like, trying to blow it into the wall. It was that close.
Well, this is a great fight back in this second set. And now we have a very real option of a tiebreaker, and then maybe even a super tiebreak.
15 all.
A little bit careless this time from Caroline Orsi.
Oh, yesterday's morning session didn't disappoint. We're going to have another good, entertaining morning here.
$30-15.
15 all.
And now there's a skip in the step of Orsi and Castelló.
That's just a bit long.
$40-15.
40-15.
Wow. Oh. Had ironed that out of a game, Orsi, in that comeback. (40-30) still serving for 5-4 in this second set. Goes to the big. Instead, it's a fake smash, and it's a wonderful fake smash. What a turnaround.
5-4. So all of a sudden it's Claudia Jensen serving to stay in the set.
Yeah, I mean, 4 straight games, trailing by 4 games to 1. Seem to be in big trouble. A couple of key golden points. They held their own. And maybe a few doubts now. Jensen and Fernandez are looking at themselves thinking, okay, we let slip a good lead in the second set. And now, momentum definitely with Orsi and Castelló.
Tell you one thing, Eric, what this is showing is, you know, we're saying that there's nothing more than pride at stake in these matches. But my word, nobody wants to lose, do they?
I mean, these are professional athletes. You never want to lose. And also here, I mean, it's a huge venue. It's an iconic city. And right now, the City's Cup tie is not a dead rubber because there's, you know, there's a lot at stake here. And also now these guys are thinking, okay, we were in control. Roles reversed. It's now our turn to try and save a game. We've got to save our service game, try and push it to 5-5, clinch a second set, or we might see a super tiebreak. Very similar, this match, to the one we saw first thing on day 2 of the competition. Another one that went to a super tiebreak if you missed it.
So can they just steady the ship here, the two Claudias, Jensen and Fernandez? Looked as if they had the match basically in the pocket. 2 breaks to the good. All of a sudden serving to stay in the set. And love 15 down.
Sometimes you watch a game, and I know in many sports you use that term, game of 2 halves. I mean, but here, when you're watching now, you think, wow, look how good Orsi and Castelló are playing. Jensen and Fernandez have issues. And it wasn't like that until 4-1 in the second set, when they were in total control. Credit to Orsi and Castelló, who take another point.
Love 30. Did that go a bit long? It did indeed, 15-30.
Great exchange.
Yeah.
It's a huge point. It's tied at 30-all. Jensen and Fernandez.
Once again, just keeping those lobs going, forcing them back. Ooh, she got very, very, very lucky there, Claudia Fernandez.
All 30-all still. Some way to go. Great to see Castelló. I mean, wasn't smiling in the first set. Wasn't really smiling
much of the second set.
But there was actually, I wonder what, we have to find out, what did the trainer tell her when she came out? She was sat there looking pretty miserable, they were trailing, and then it was 4-1 as well. And then he said something and she started to laugh and came onto the court. She was the last player to come onto the court and she was laughing.
And since then, that's when the change round was.
It's been a different game. Gotta find out that secret.
Once again, both make moves for the ball. On the wrong side, Orsi and Castelló changing angles, and there. Big point there from Claudia Fernandez.
Brilliant. Bring back by Fernandez. They're in trouble. losing the first 2 points on Jensen's serve. 3 straight points, now looking to make it 4 straight points. Tie this second set at 5-5. Again, that shot through the middle, now they're in charge.
Yeah, well played. Just kills that one. 5 games all.
Ball change, please.
And we will be back in a moment or two with new balls.
Just waiting for these new balls. Quite quick court. Of course, new balls also. And it will be Orsi to serve.
New balls will serve with new balls, Caroline Orsi.
Good aggressive serve. And again, really well served there by Carolina Orsi.
A couple of really good deliveries. Not easy to win a point straight off the serve.
A little bit careless, a little bit loose, that. Sort of a nothing sort of shot, wasn't it, from Carolina Orsi after 2 really good serves. 30-15.
Maybe he had to just get lowered down, perhaps. A bit stiff for that shot.
That's a lovely shot.
Great recovery from the ground, Jensen. Tremendous rally. Fine.
40-15. Took a bit of a risk there. We've seen her send those long, but not this time.
Sawin come to the net.
And well played. So 6 games to 5. Claudia Fernandez serving next, and the best they can hope for is to force a tiebreak.
They've won 5 of the last 6 games in this second set.
They were 3 love down, they were 4-2 down. They were 40 love down and looking as if it was going to be.
Point. Oh, we've hit the 90-minute mark in this first match of this first series on day 3.
So if you're Orsi and Jensen, do you keep on playing as you are, or do you give it a little bit of go for everything and try and go for the break?
They're not making any mistakes. They're getting in the net at the right time. They're playing very well. And I think only once in the last, since they've been on this good winning run of games, have they gone in each other's way. So the communication is much better. It's been constantly developing during this second set. Saw signs in the first set, much better in this second set.
There was a moment where I thought it's hitting a low point when it was 3 love.
Well, they looked down and out. Not anymore.
Ooh, just clips the net. A little bit long there from Carolina.
So far, one tie-break. Not a super tie-break, one normal tie-break was Chingoto Campagnolo against Chozas and Pablo Garcia. Won by Pablo Garcia and Chozas.
Powerful shot there from Jessica Castelló.
And here, Fernandez and Jensen looking to force a second set tie-break.
I don't know if it's force or save, really, isn't it? I think you'd force it if you're coming from behind, but they looked as if they were on the way to a win. Oof, just died on her there, didn't it?
30-15.
And there, Castelló apologising because it was her shot that set up invitingly. And there wasn't much Orsi could do.
We are past the hour and a half here.
Well, that was there, wasn't it? It was there. It was a good height. She was in a great position.
Maybe just
Either of the players could hit it.
maybe just stretching a fraction there. Claudia Fernandez, 30 all. Oh my word, that was there for her, and she's put it into the net.
Takes a big bite out of the racket as well.
There, she got the net. The ball was short. And she makes up for it, forcing a goal point and a set point.
You straight away, that wasn't the right volley. Should have been down the middle. She hit it straight back to Castelló, who was ready. And then, of course, Jensen wasn't ready for the return. Castelló's asked for the serve.
So one set all or tie-break. What, is it tie-break or super tie-break?
Yes.
Is what, basically. Tie-break.
Oh,
Well played.
6 all, second set, tie-break. To start the tie-break will serve Jessica Castelló.
I think this is a good chance that this could be our longest match.
Well, we could see tie-break and super tie-break.
Wonderful.
Congratulations, Orsi, Castelló. I still want to know what the coach said to them during that little break. I mean, because it's completely transformed these two players.
Oh, they've got the momentum just about, haven't they, you'd say?
If they win this tie-break, they would be favourites for the super tie-break, which, unlike a normal tie-break, which is until 7 points, you need to win by 2. The super is, well, you need 10 points to claim that set. Whoops.
Just a little bit long.
Claudia Jensen to serve.
Claudia Jensen, as we say, I don't think the serve is such a key factor in this match. Oh, it's in. I was just going to say 1-1.
This is tight as they get.
That's not in, though.
1-1.
Taking a few more risks. Claudia Fernandez.
So basically all square in terms of mini break. Houston Volts 2-1 to the good. Caroline Orsi to serve.
Really good. Tight down the wall, giving Castelló much room to manoeuvre.
Oh, and a vicious little spin there from Claudia Fernandez. It just spins and hits the back glass and dies. Clever.
Fake smash, but too much on that. That's hit with too much power.
Oof. Just out of position, the two Claudias. Nope, not going to swap yet.
Oh, that was a weak smash. That was a weak. It wasn't even a smash, to be honest.
Just sort of paddled into the net, wasn't it?
It's one of those ones that perhaps, I know you might lose that position, attacking position, but allow it to bounce. And then just take a step back and send over a lob and start the rally over again.
She's always chasing that, but she somehow got there, but it's put them on the defensive. Oh.
4-2 Houston, Sanchez, please.
That was a really tough shot she was looking for there, down that line. 4-2.
Has pulled off a couple of those in that second set, so you can't, blame her for trying to hit it. Yeah.
Looking at that, Caroline Orsi is not really looking there. It nearly took her nose
because she was expecting that shot to go, as everyone else was, the other side of the court. So you're like just standing there thinking, and it was this close. Giving me a clean shave, and I do need a clean shave.
Don't take your eye off the ball.
Thing is, you can't turn around to see what your doubles partner's doing because
You've got to be looking at the partners, at their rivals.
The opponent. So, you turn around, that would have been right between the eyes.
Claudia Fernandez, they're 4-2 to the good in this tiebreak. Slightly careless shot, 5-2. I'm not going to say anything because earlier on in the set we thought it was almost all done and dusted.
We've seen a super tie break where players were leading 5-1 and lost that super tie break, so can't count your chickens just yet. Lovely put away, Ralph's really good. Straight at, as I say in Spanish, al muñeco. That's the translation's a dummy, but it's straight at the opposing player, al muñeco. They can't really do much. So close to the net there. Orsi couldn't get out of the way.
Well played, that's one match point defended.
Houston. Game, set, and match to the Houston Volts.
They made a bit of hard work of it, didn't they? They made us sweat, they made us suffer, but in the end, Claudia Jensen and Claudia Fernandez win that tiebreak, and they claim the opening match of the day, 6-4, 7-6 in 1 hour and 41 minutes. Really good recovery from Carolina Orsi and Jessica Castelló, but in the end it wasn't quite enough. And the Houston Volts take their first point.
Oh, the smash of the match brought to us by Adidas. Who's it going to be in this opening game? Oh, congratulations, Ms. Fernandez. And congratulations, not just, of course, for that smash of the match, but for that straight set win. It was much tighter than we thought, especially after leading 6-4, 4-1 in that second set.
I think after the first set, when they went 3-love up, I thought, this is going to be over pretty soon, isn't it? I was looking at the rivals and everything, but as I said, credit to the beat and credit to the coach as well, who did a really good job on Jessica Castelló and Carolina Orsi. They came out and really were so close to, well, not so much turning it around, but at least forcing a super tiebreak. And if it had gone into that, you would have been expecting maybe them to carry that momentum forward.
Well, really entertaining game, not quite going to that super tieback, but still 6-4, 7-6. And well, coming up shortly, it will be the turn of Alex Chozas and Pablo Garcia for the Houston Volts against Lingo and Leal for Los Angeles Beat. We might see some of the women in action again if there is a mixed doubles.
There is still that possibility anyhow. Just looking about the court, there is a man, Julian, just having a little word.
Just quickly, colour glasses. We were talking about this yesterday. I've seen yellow, green and blue so far.
He told us he had 12 pairs, didn't he? So that's 12 pairs
so
of different...
two pairs for every day.
Maybe he gets a special offer.
I wonder what... Oh, well, let's see. We'll find out.
I mean,
when he's ready.
I got mine in a 2-for-1 offer, but they want 12 for 1.
I couldn't picture you with that bright yellow.
I don't think so.
He can pull it off. He can pull it off. I don't think we could.
That's for Julian and Elton John, isn't it? He's there with Claudia Fernandez and Claudia Jensen.
Looking forward, what the winners have to say.
Amazing performance by the Houston Bulls. Here, ladies, welcome, and please let me know how was the match.
Bueno, la verdad veníamos a jugar un partido duro contra Los Ángeles, contra Jessica y Orsi, que son grandes jugadoras. Mi compañera que jugó de revés, la verdad que tiene muchísimo mérito, así que nada, muy contenta de haber sacado este partido al lado de ella.
Our opponents were very, very tough. Thanks to my partner that we were able to switch sides, and she played an incredible, incredible match. Tell me, how did you feel on the court? ¿Cómo te sentiste en la pista?
Pues la verdad no sabía cómo iba a jugar porque yo suelo jugar de derecha, la verdad. Pero nada, muy bien. La verdad que Claudia me ha acompañado súper bien, me ha ayudado en todo momento. Y nada, súper feliz de dar un puntito a nuestro equipo que esta semana nos estaba costando. Y nada, darle las gracias al equipo que bueno, llegar hasta aquí ha sido difícil, así que bueno, a disfrutarlo ahora.
Usually I play on the right, I had to play on the left because of Claudia, and I'm happy to give this very, very important point to the Houston Volts. So we're ready to go, and hopefully the boys will clinch the series. Let's go Houston.
Well, listening there to the winners, he was wearing red glasses before. Those were blue. Julian, the man who presents the teams, there also interviewing the winners from this women's doubles. It was an excellent performance by Claudia Jensen and Claudia Fernandez, the number 4 ranked player. Claudia Fernandez, number 11. Claudia Jensen, 2 teenage sensations. Made to work by Carolina Orsi and Jessica Castelló. 6-4. That first set, that was, well, tough on poor Jensen. She ran into the post. They made a speedy recovery. Thankfully, managed to play on without any issues. In that first set, maybe too many unforced errors. Orsi and Castelló, but they did improve in that second set. But they were trailing 3-0. They fought their way back. It went to a tie break. And in the end, Claudia Fernandez darting across court. Watch here. Waiting her opportunity. And hitting the winner. Lots of good points in that opening game of the morning session. But join us later for the men's double. Chozas Garcia against Ilingo Leal.